Greetings, beautiful beings. This is Katerina Satori, and I am so happy to connect with you again. And this is another video on the series of how can we discover a positive message in any negative emotion that we may experience throughout the day. And I'm excited to share with you guys, how can we uncover the gift of stress? Hi, Jason. Yeah, you guys, because stress is a interesting frequency, because stress is a frequency, right? That we can allow into our vibration. Gloria, hello, beautiful. Hi, you guys. And, I did a video on the gift of confusion and the gift of anxiety. If you haven't seen those, please check them out. I've got quite a bit of a response on those. The gift of stress, you guys, we live, of course, it's not rocket science. We are in an overstimulated environment, right? Where our nervous system gets overloaded. So today I'm going to share with you a very simple and practical tool, how to catch yourself in the moment, how to discover the positive message of stress, right? And how to find your way back. But before I begin there, you guys, I just wanted to share with you a really powerful perspective that stress is a frequency, right? It's not an environment that causes the stress, even though it's a part of it, but it's a frequency that passes through you. Since you and I, we are electromagnetic beings. We are made of energy and information, right? So the different frequency coming through our body and affects our DNA. Imagine that your DNA is kind of like a cosmic library that contains your full potential, contains your ancestral history, contains your blueprint for awakening, everything stored in your DNA, right? You guys, so our DNA is affected by our environment, by our internal environment and external environment. So our DNA can do two things, either expand or contract. So different frequency that you allow to pass through you and your response to that frequency will either make contraction in your DNA or expansion. And I'm going to tie it all together, why it's so important to know, you guys. But it's really like, when you break it down like that, you see these frequency, this energy in a completely different light, and you feel inspired to pivot in the moment, no matter what kind of emotion you feel. So staying with the DNA subject, since it's so sensitive to our internal environment, every thought, every feeling, every reaction affects our DNA. It's either contracts it or expands it. Every time your DNA contracts, right, from a negative thought or negative emotion or negative reaction, right, from the mind, your entire nervous system, your entire system sends a message to every cell of your body to begin shutting down in alarm, right? So your DNA literally begins to contract. When your DNA begins to contract, you become like a tunnel vision. You don't see all your possibility. You don't see all the opportunities in front of you, right? On the other hand, if you remain in a positive state, in a state of open heart, right? And the open mind, in a state of openness to life, whatever life brings you, you meet it with an open heart and a willingness to pivot with every redirection, then your DNA begins to expand, right? Either contract or either expand. This is how DNA is sensitive to our inner environment. So how does stress ties into this, you guys? Stress has a signal for you. Every time you feel stressed, may it be a reminder that it's a moment of contraction of your DNA. Every single time the stress comes through you, and if you react to it, right? If you don't meet it with an open heart, your DNA begins to shut down. And another part of it, you guys, stress is a signal that you lost touch with your deep breathing. Stress is a signal, so your breath stops right here, right? And if your breath stops here in the shallow breathing, the rest of your body doesn't receive the oxygen, doesn't receive expansion. So you see how powerful of a message stress can have for you? Stress is a signal that your DNA is about to contract, your opportunities your entire world becomes smaller, right? Like this, closing down. And stress is also a signal that you stop taking deep, nourishing breaths, and your entire body goes into closure. So, knowing that message of stress, right? What can we do, you guys? It's all in the moment. We adjust our attitude from fear, right? From the stress environment to, I feel stress. The first thing I need to do is take a deep breath and allow that breath that stopped right here to go all the way down your tailbone, right? All the way there. Just imagine you can visualize the breath kind of like an infinity symbol going all the way down your tailbone, reaching. You can all even imagine it reaching all the way down your toes. So you basically want to begin to move the energy through your breath all over your body, right? And then you consciously refocus your mind and you say, can I choose to remain open? Can I find my stillness? Remember, you guys, any action that we would take from a stressed out state will only lead to more complexity, to more anxiety, to more confusion. That's how all those negative states, they tied in together, right? But it's all, you guys, in the moment of awareness. Can you catch yourself and can you say, I know that my attitude determines my frequency. Can I pivot? Can I notice myself not giving my body enough oxygen? Can I spread that light and oxygen all over my body? And can I choose to remain open no matter what life brings me? And another part of stress, you guys, every time you feel stress, it's also a signal that you resist the change of life. And the only thing we can count on is change, right? Life is constantly redirect us. So I have this practice, you guys, and I call it practice developing a flexible spiritual spine, where you are not resisting whatever life brings you. You're not shutting it down, but you almost like you cultivate that state of childlike openness, right? It doesn't mean that you're not going to ever feel or experience stress. Of course you will, but you know how to experience it in the moment, right? Remembering, if I remain in stress, my DNA is going to continue to shut down and constrict, right? Which doesn't lead anywhere good. How can I open up and welcome whatever life brings me with an open arms and an open heart? You guys, this is really powerful stuff, right? It's so simple. And the reason why I love sharing these messages with you, because when you are in the moment of experiencing negative emotion, right? Instead of pushing it away, instead of pretending it's not there, you can work with that energy like a true alchemist. Like a true alchemist would, right? You take that raw material of whatever is happening right in front of you and you begin to open to life, right? And you say, teach me life, redirect me life, right? Obviously, the change is at my door. Let me meet it with grace. And the mantra that I repeat every time I feel that experience of stressful moment, it doesn't matter if some of my something in my business going on that demands a lot of attention and everything comes at once, right? And you have to meet everything with grace. It's like it's a responsibility of a leader to be calm in no matter what's going on. Okay, I'm back, you guys. Yeah. So it's our responsibility, and what I always say, we're all leaders. We all have potential to be leaders if you choose to lead your life, right? And it's a beautiful, beautiful perspective when you begin to play with these different states and different frequency. And ultimately, my loves, if you begin to see yourself as a transmuter of frequency, imagine that your body is like this antenna and there's different vibrations coming at you from every angle, right? Some of them are yours, some of them are the people. And imagine that you are this alchemist and you can transmute any negative emotion, negative frequency, right? You can transmute it simply by seeing it differently, simply by interacting it, by welcoming it, right? And knowing how you can center yourself, knowing that every negative state has a gift has a message and has a blessing for you. And you guys, these are the teachings. I even put a little tag about the Jinkies. I absolutely love these teachings. I'm going to share with you the book. It's called The Jinkies, and it's literally like a map for your awakening. And I believe right now it's the time for these teachings. It's really, really powerful. Let me know in the comments if you guys following the Jinkies. But the reason I love this transmission so much, it teaches you to see these different frequency, and the more you contemplate, the more you interact with them, the more you activate these higher states in your awareness, and the more you are able to kind of stabilize them in your body. And the less you fear the negative states, the less you have the need to be on guard against them, which puts your body even more in stress, right? You know that you're a true alchemist who can transform any frequency into something that is really, really powerful for you. Becky says, can you share the mantra again? My internet went down. I forgot about Let's see, what was the mantra, you guys? I forgot. Yeah, you know, sometimes I just share it. It's like, it's literally like just coming through me and ask me in the moment. I'm like, I don't remember. But if I remember after I get off this live stream, I'm gonna write it down, you guys. Yeah, so it's powerful, my loves. It's powerful, you know, and one of the reasons why I love the Jinkies so much, because, you know, I've done a lot of shadow work in the past, you know, and the traditional shadow work is really when you begin reclaiming and embracing these different parts of yourself, parts of your psychic that have been denied, have been suppressed for a while, right? That's kind of a more traditional approach to shadow work. What I love about what Jinky teaches is, you know, seeing the shadow as the frequency band. So imagine at any point you can be in a different frequency band, right? So you have the gift, you have the awakening band, and you have the shadow band. So every time we resist these shadow frequencies, we become trapped in them. We cannot raise our frequency. You know, in our new age community, people always say, raise your frequency. But you guys, if you don't know how to transmute this negative frequency, you're going to be stuck and trapped in them. And no matter how intellectually you attempt to raise yourself up, it's going to be very, very difficult thing for you to do, right? And if we begin to see them as powerful messengers, before we can transmute them, we got to embrace them, right? I often imagine, like in my visualization, I imagine I can put a warm blanket of love around any negative emotion that I feel, and simply embracing it, right, through this visualization, simply embracing it, it moves through me like a cloud, right? And then I elevate my consciousness and I raise to the next level of frequency band. And from a next level of frequency band, you see more opportunities for yourself, you see more possibilities, and you find the gift of clarity. Because, my loves, one thing that stress can also teach you, when you feel stress, you lost your clarity. When you feel stressed, you're kind of in the fog. So you see how many positive messages that we can receive from stress if we just learn to see it that way. I hope you guys find it. I hope you guys find it helpful and inspiring. And it's my joy to share this with you because, you know, when I went on my silent retreat about a month and a half ago, I took a 7 days of silence. And you guys, the moment I stepped away from all my responsibilities, all the busy and overstimulated Western world, I got to see the contrast. I got to see my life from a distance. And I really got to see what an incredible, how much we're swimming in stress nonstop. And I decided to really look deep and say, how can I develop these new tools of understanding, you know, that I don't wait until my body collapses. I don't wait until I get a meltdown, or I don't wait until I become so introverted I don't want to talk to anybody. That's the last stages of stress, right? How can I catch myself in the moment? How can I embrace this emotion in the moment? How can I transmute it through this alchemy, soul alchemy? And how can I move through my life with an open heart, like a childlike heart, right, you guys? So this is the message for today. I love you very much, and let me know how this experiment, because it's all experiment, you guys. We redefine meanings and we redefine our life, and everything is all lays on our attitude in the moment. Remember, your attitude determines your frequency determines your reality. So you're literally an architect and an alchemist of your destiny, all based on your attitude in the moment. So if you like this video, please feel free to share. I always encourage you, spread the word and share. You never know how your one gift of kindness can change somebody's life and somebody's day. And you guys find your center in the moment, knowing that change and redirection is a part of life, right? And the less you resist the change, the more you become fluid on your path, developing the spiritual flexibility, and the more the higher consciousness will begin pouring through you, right? And really engaging you as this transformational vehicle in this planet, because you don't resist change and you allow higher consciousness to work through you. I love you very much, my loves. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you again very soon.